Hello and welcome to this edition of the Time with Hime podcast. I'm your host, Lynn Cordes, joined by Superintendent Hime. We have had a beautiful weekend and we are back.
What a wonderful Easter weekend. The
Yes.
weather was incredible. Calm, nice spring weather.
It was gorgeous.
I got criticized by some of the local in the building for saying spring is here and then we got some cold weather in. But hey, we're getting some really nice weather now. I hope everybody's enjoying it.
That's right. And with spring comes a lot of activities and events, but some things we want to make sure that our community is aware of and helping.
Well, one of the big things out there right now, and it's really hitting news all over the place, is something they call swatting. This is new to me, but basically it's online threats to schools, and it's causing schools to shut down all over. And one of the ones that made national headlines was supposedly there's this big shooting on the campuses at OU. I believe that was Friday night. And, they went through it, all of a sudden it was zero. No active shooter, nobody was shot, and they're saying people are down. And these are scary times because, as I tell everybody, our job is in any goals you make as an educator, the top of the list is safety. We want parents to feel like their children are safe with us. And so this is really a big deal, and we take all of them serious. And this is one of the things that really helps Lawton Public Schools because we have our own police department. So anytime we get any rumors of those, our police department is on it full-fledged right now, working with the FBI, with the local Lawton Police Department, and making sure it's safe to go to school. And if we're not 100% sure it's not a threat, then we would have to do like some of these other schools and declare a virtual day.
Well, and what is important for families to know as they talk to their children about this is that there are consequences, and some of them are federal offenses. It just depends on the nature of what the threat is. But
and with swatting, swatting they say is kind of some kind of algorithm or something that's over my head as far as sending out messages. But what we're also getting is students sharing Facebook posts or Snapchat posts or Twitter posts. There was one that came across Oklahoma that said, if you go to CHS, beware, or something like that. Well, every school that started with a C in Oklahoma now is on high alert because somebody sent that out. So if somebody locally shares those messages, there are a lot of consequences, not only locally with our school district, but with the state and federal authorities. So really be careful what you share. And we've always talked about tell somebody. If you see, tell somebody what you see. So if you see that, be sure and share it with your parents or share it with our local police officers or with your principal so we can investigate it. Because again, our number one goal is safety, and we want to make sure our students are safe. And it kind of even rolls into, here we are in spring weather, and we've had more early tornadoes this year across the nation already, and there's been some bad ones in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri. So again, we are very concerned with weather patterns, and we watch those patterns closely. We have safe spaces at all of our schools, and so if we are in lockdown for a tornado, and it's really not lockdown, but if we are in shelter in place for a tornado, you can't get your kids. We talk about this all the time. Your students are in shelter in place, and until the threat's over of the severe weather, we will keep them there. Luckily, knock on wood, the majority of the time we get severe weather in this area, it's after 5 o'clock and we have all of our students home. But we really do work on the safety, try not to get students on a bus when weather's coming in and some of those things. So again, make sure as parents, first of all, if the weather's severe and you get there way before it happens because you don't want your kids to ride the bus home or be in the middle of a weather pattern that's coming through, so be it. That's a parent's choice. But please don't come in the middle of the weather pattern because at that time we're at shelter in place.
And our staff is there as well, so there will be nobody at the door.
Yes, the doors would be locked, nobody there. It's not that we're trying to keep your children from you. It's we got all of our people in a secure location.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about some of the things that we're looking forward to this month because, believe it or not, we're in the middle of April, but that also brings state testing.
Oh, good old state testing. So that's out there. So please get online, look at your child's testing schedule. He's always talk about, please help us out. We use the tests here to identify our needs. So we want to look at that to make sure we're teaching the standards at the level that they need to be taught, making sure that we can find the gaps that we need to isolate. So when we look at the summertime and as we prepare for next year's curriculum, we can use all the data we can get to help us with that. So please make sure your children get a good night's sleep. We feed breakfast, get them there in time to eat breakfast, and just try to prepare them to do their best they possibly can on the test without all the pressure of if you don't pass it, you're not going, third grade. Some of those, we work through all those things now, but the big goal is, prepare your children and allow them the proper rest and nutrition the day before and things so they can do their best on their test, and hopefully all of our students are successful.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. Hime, we have something happening next week that we're really excited about, and that's Celebration.
Oh, yes, Celebration, which is our Teacher of the Year. So awesome. We're so excited about that. One thing we noticed, and again, this is learning, and it really excited me that we brought this to the table at LPS, but a lot of the larger school districts are now recognizing a secondary and an elementary Teacher of the Year. For someone who has been a secondary principal and an elementary principal, they're two different things, and the styles are different, and how they teach is different. So I'm very excited to say this year, Lawton Public Schools will have a secondary Teacher of the Year and an elementary Teacher of the Year. So that's exciting for us. Plus, we'll honor our friends, our
first class teachers.
First class of the year, which is very exciting. And our
champions.
Champions for education. So that's exciting that we're doing all that.
And now things for our families to look ahead, because summer will be here before we know it, and that means summer school programs.
Yes, and we're working really hard on putting our summer school. Matter of fact, when I came over to do the podcast, there was a big meeting. I think you got the break because I pulled you out of it. But so we could do our podcast with their meeting to get all that set. That also brings summer feed. We also got some STEM programs going in the summer. We got some art programs. We're trying to create lots of opportunities for your children in the summer. So definitely check and see what you can find to get your children involved in the summer, because we want to create those opportunities for our kids in the summer.
And a reminder for PreK enrollment. PreK enrollment is open, but we do have several sites that are going to the New Horizons Learning Center.
Yes, and we got that named at the last board meeting, New Horizons Learning Center. We're really excited about that and some of the other things to look forward to. But it is New Horizons Learning Center. We've kind of tossed that out there, but with the growth we're expecting with Fort Sill and some of the new industry, this will take some of the pressure off. Plus, there's a little bit of research out there that says keeping pre-K kids together and away from other kids is more conducive to that age of learning. So we're kind of excited to see how it looks to get another
learning tree.
Pre-K learning, like the learning tree is, where it's dedicated to pre-K kids.
Exactly. Now, we want to give some thanks, special thanks, because we had the golf tournament yesterday, and it was beautiful for you guys.
What a shout out to our foundation. I've said it since I've been here. When we walked in, we started talking about the initiatives, college, maker spaces, even the LRC, and any of those things, it takes money to get them off the ground. And sometimes they're hard starts to kickstart them. And every one of those things, the foundation has chipped in and been that driving force or the starter to get those programs started. So a big shout out to them, but a big shout out to our community for supporting the golf tournament. Great weather yesterday, great crowd, and I know they did a great job of raising money again.
And for our families right there, we do have a video out there and some photos, so check our social media. And we have other celebrations, Mr. Hime.
Hey, how about MacArthur ROTC?
Two times.
That's Last year they won state championship. This year, not only did they win the state championship, they won it in every division. Clean sweep is my understanding. Big shout out to those guys. So excited for them. Hey, if you've never been, our ROTC programs are amazing. Half the event, I go to events all the time, and we're always there with the flags, and that's a big thing to us.
And we're very appreciative to them. This month is several awareness ones. We have Autism Awareness Month, but we also have Month of the Military Child. So lots of parades and events going on. So we want to share.
And we won an Autism Award.
Yes, we had Miss Rita Pritchard.
Yes.
Yay! She's been with our Lawton Transitional Program, and she's going to be recognized at the stage.
It's amazing when you have a great team and great people. It seems like every time we talk, somebody's won things. So Mr. Redfern, Major Redfern, just won part of that. Miss Pritchard, superstars.
Super programs, a lot of great things going on. Share our email address and website.
Yes, it's lawtonps.org. And if you want to email us, info at lawtonps.org. Any questions, thoughts, people you want on, shoot us an email. And, thanks for being part of Fast Times. Get on, look, all the activities coming down the stretch, a lot of things going on. You know, and this is kind of that exciting time of the school year. At Shoemaker, we're looking at 23, 24. In the buildings, they're trying to get 23 out of the way, and we're getting ready for next year, but closing now. It's an exciting time for Lawton Public Schools.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you guys for your time. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to our social media pages, please do so. Lots of great information on there. Until next week, Mr. Hime, we will have a guest then.
Yes.
And so we'll talk about what's going on. Be well, stay safe, make positive impacts, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.